Yo, welcome to Advocates Show. I'm John Figs.
Yo, is that our music over here?
What up? And yo, toast. We got a special guest today, man. A fellow brother of ours with this podcast. You know what I mean? This podcast, business, man. You know what I'm saying?
Big honor being here, guys. Thank you for having me. You know, it's John Cheddie, you know, from Purple Cups and Champagne podcast.
Word.
Shout out to my cast members, Josh, Handsome, the whole crew. Thank you for having me, guys.
No
I
doubt,
appreciate
no
this.
doubt.
This is awesome, man.
Pleasure, bro.
I've been watching what y'all doing, inspired by it. You know what I mean? Arguing with you guys by myself. I'll be like, yo, how did JC have pun over Big? You know what I mean?
Shit,
This is,
it was the gay bars. The gay, Biggie
Yo,
sucking
man,
on a girl's daddy dick because she looked so good. That shit was wild to me. I'm sorry.
It's an honor to be on the show, man. I appreciate, I love everything that y'all doing. You know what I mean?
Yo, likewise, man.
is dope,
Likewise, man. Definitely.
Pleasure's ours, Cheddie.
For real.
We're glad you're here, and I think it's time to get to it, fellas.
Let's get to it.
Right?
Yeah, that's what we're here for. Make it rain, baby.
So, Cheddie, can you tell us a little bit about your podcast and how that started up?
Yeah, man. Purple Cups and Champagne. We're on Patreon, Apple Music. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. You can find us everywhere. The host, Handsome Contreras, you know, check him out. He got music out too. He just, you know, came to me with an idea. We always talked about like podcasts and stuff like that, like different podcasts that we watch, like Nori's podcast and
like that one.
Rap Radar and stuff like that. So it was one of those things where we were just like, yo, like we argue, we agree, we debate about so much shit revolving rap, sports, and just politics. Yeah, just topics that
everyday convo,
you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo,
perfect.
Some of the stuff that we would talk about, it started from like a group chat, and the stuff that we would talk about, like I'll be at work and I'll be in tears, and I'm like, yo, this needs to get out there, you know? So, you know, Hanson put the battery in my back, Josh back, everybody, okay?
Happy tears or sad tears?
Happy tears, man. Yeah. So it was one of those things that, yo, we started like in 2017. And you know, we had our ups and downs as far as like, you know, getting a following and stuff like that. But during the pandemic, I felt like, yo, we just, you know, Hansel hit me up one day and he was like, yo, this is the perfect time for us to do this. You know what I mean?
You got
like,
creative.
I'm working from home for like 9 hours out of the day, and I needed that creative outlet. And I'm like, you know what? Like, this is the time. Like, this is the time for us to get it done. You know, and you know, at first we were thinking about doing the whole Zoom thing and just having us four and just having the audio. But, you know, one day I saw y'all rapping in Heads Up, you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, this is the idea hit me like, yo, we need to just do the podcast from here because the shit look, you know, we in Heads Up right now. It looks super clean. And,
shout out
yeah,
to
man.
Real.
Shout out to Real, man. Shout out to Real, you know?
Baby.
You know,
Hearts of
we
Queens,
love,
Heads Up.
we always make it Real a part of the show. Whenever we mention some boom bap shit, we always look at Real as our boom bap correspondent. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
So shout out to Real, man. Yeah, so, you know, so it's just... Between that, I got into DJing a little bit too while I was during the pandemic. You know what I mean? I bought equipment and everything, and like during the summer, I was doing parties, just doing a little here and there stuff. You know what I mean? You know, I still even got a DJ name. I got to come up with one. Maybe y'all can help me in this episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Your last name says it all.
I think a lot of people like that though. A lot of people like that. It might be DJ.
That's your actual last name.
Yes,
Cheddie.
that's my actual last name.
I mean,
DJ Cheddie,
not
getting
for
that
nothing,
cheddar.
bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I always call you Cheddie Cheddar.
Yeah.
Because it just goes so together. Your last name.
Yeah.
It just has such an ill ring.
This shit might be DJ No Memo, because what the fuck? I ain't get the memo about the Timberlands. Just look at this shit. What the fuck is going on?
You stay with some J's.
I'm looking like a Brooklyn hipster over here.
Wow.
You know, the ones you was yelling at.
From Williamsburg.
You know? Like, you know, I ain't get the memo, but it's all good. You know, hopefully if I pull my weight on this episode and I get invited to another one, you know, I'm going to definitely come with some, you know, I'm not coming with a ski mask for y'all this time. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that, I mean, I'm on the talking about the DJ, like a name for DJ, I think DJ Cheddie, just because it sounds so ill. Like
I searched it. They got no
like
DJ
Cheddar.
Cheddie, so I think I got that.
Yo, right there, man.
Yeah, man.
When I first met you,
yeah.
and like, yo, and Chris was like, yo, me and my boy Cheddie. I'm like, Cheddie. I'm like, damn. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, they call him Cheddie. You know what I mean? He get cheddar. He always wear fresh J's. He's like a fly guy in these niggas. You know what I mean? Like,
nobody knows Cheddie by his first name. Everybody knows him by Cheddie. Everybody knows about Cheddie. Like,
everybody in the hood. Everybody just know me by that. You know what I mean?
Significant last name.
And it's one of those things that, like, yo, not on top of just the, you know, the pandemic. It was one of those things that, like, I noticed that, like, when I'll be at a party, at a barbecue, even in a car, somebody be like, yo, hand me the aux, and be like, yo, play music. We going on a long drive, somebody be like, yo, play music. So it was one of those things that I was like, and it was my boy Josh. Shout out to Josh. He's a cast member on Purple Cups and Champagne. He had told me, he was like, yo, you need to you need to do it now. Like, you know what I mean? He helped me find equipment, you know what I mean? The proper equipment and stuff like that. And then, yo, I remember the day that I got it, I felt like a little kid. Like, I haven't felt like that since I got like a Dreamcast back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Dreamcast.
Felt ill.
A Jaguar.
About, yo, the shit came like 1 o'clock, like in the afternoon when I'm in the middle of work. I fucking stopped working. I set all my equipment up and I just started rocking. You know what I'm saying? And then coming up with little mixes here and there. And then, you know, over the summer, it just got it popping. Like, you know, I got asked to do a couple of parties and stuff. And it's been dope since, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully when things open back up, I'll be doing more stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, no,
I'm definitely coming over, Chad.
Oh yeah,
you can show me how to work it.
Yeah, I got you. I
got one. I just haven't. I haven't put it to use, and I got it. Yeah. I need somebody to show me how I got it gifted to me, and once I'm ready, I'm gonna have you show me how to rock it.
Yeah,
but remember what O said. If he sees him, he's gonna fucking fling him.
Oh shit.
Yo, we learning, all right?
Yeah. I respect O's grind as a DJ.
I ain't trying to be I ain't trying to be fucking one of them. You know, I'm not here to compete with them, with the classic DJs. Right now, we here to learn, and then build. Like I said in the last episode, it's ill when it's ill if you could learn from that and go back. Okay. To the
vinyls,
the original way of DJing, cutting and scratching. So this is a start. Right. So when you see me coming for you,
well, I definitely respect the craft though of a DJ. You know what I mean? I think that shit is, you know what I mean? He's a musician, you know what I mean?
It's a beautiful skill.
And it's just it's a skill, you know. So like I want to take it all the way and just learn everything. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the point where I could push a button, blend, mix, like it's fine. You know what I mean? It's becoming second nature. Like Chris has seen me do it a couple times. You know what I mean? But like I want to get to the point where my scratching game is up to par on O's level. My boy DJ Buck, he's the one who actually put me on. Shout out to Buck. He's the one who put me on and just like kind of like work with me and shit. You know what I'm saying? He actually will be at parties with me, being like, "That's good, that's bad." This shit is a lot of pressure though when you got like somebody that's skilled. Nice. He actually DJs for AZ. You know what I mean? So he would just be over my shoulder and it would be like, that was all right. And I'm like, shit, I'm fucking more nervous with you being here. You know what I'm saying? It's like driving the car with your pops. You know what I'm saying? Your pops teaching you how to drive. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things. But like, but not only that, kind of going back to the pandemic, a lot of DJs were playing over Instagram Live, right?
Yeah.
So dogs, I would just literally watch their hands and see how they blended and just see where they scratched. And I just caught on. Like I would just sit there like just looking at shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you could sit on Instagram for like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at shit. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna sit here and just really learn. So I really learned how to DJ through looking at that shit on IG Live.
I feel like you had something already.
I think I did. I think I had it as far as like I knew what to play after when to play it. You know what I'm saying? Like when we used to have barbecues at your crib. And you'd be like, yo, play some shit or whatever, you know what I mean? I know Juan Carlos is coming through, so I know he likes puns, so I'm going to play some pun for him, you know what I'm saying? But y'all don't even notice, but I used to look at y'all faces, like when I would play some shit, and you would be in a conversation with somebody, and I would just be like, somebody just bobbing their head like, oh, shit, this shit is dope, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, because, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go, a lot of DJs do this on the radio, like they just play what they want to play.
Well, man was doing a silent survey.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. It was only when it was time to play like the bachata, I was like, all right, I gotta hand it over. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get there though.
Yeah, you slip one time. You play that Suavemente. We're like, oh no.
But you know what though? I'll tell you right now. No, that's what Guyanese people do when you got that one Spanish member like that comes to the party. Poor Chris and Rose, if they ever come to my family party, they're going to be like, oh, you got to play Suavemente for them. And I'm like, no, you don't. Don't do that. That's like you playing It Wasn't Me by Shaggy for us. If you play that shit, we're like, I'm getting the fuck out of your party. That is not reggae.
That's like the equivalent of Vanilla Ice, like Ice Ice Baby playing at a fucking...
Yeah. You don't play at a black cookout.
Summer jam and shit.
You don't play at a black cookout. Yeah,
you
know what I'm saying?
But you see, like that's one of the things like where like people got creative, like the Instagram lives.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people started doing that during the whole, like especially when it started, a lot of people started doing Instagram Live, and even till now, some of them are still. A lot of the big DJs are still because they had nowhere to play.
Yeah. During COVID,
so that was a way for them to keep like the people that used to follow them. Because you got DJs got fans that follow them even to clubs.
100%.
To
Camilo
Camilo's a big one for that. Like Camilo's one of the biggest club DJs, and his shit was always popping. I used to tune in when I ain't had nothing to do. I even like ready. I'm about to jump in the shower, and it was like 9 o'clock at night. It used to go on like around 9. Right. I would just put that shit on play and let that shit rock. Cause Camilo to me is one of the illest club DJs.
Oh, Camilo, yeah.
Anyway, he rocks. That shit is always.
The thing with Camilo is that he's a Hispanic DJ, but he DJs reggae better than a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That are Jamaican, Guyanese, like I've heard him. He can DJ anything.
He can DJ party DJ. Like,
he's awesome, man.
I want to say one thing. I just want to correct you on one thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting on some history shit right here. The Hispanic thing. We gotta stop using Hispanic. It's Latino.
Latino? All right, my bad.
No, Hispanic. Hispanic is more of a derogatory term.
Oh, I apologize.
Hispanic
Okay.
It's like a Hispanic. That's what white people used to say. To Hispanic.
You learn something new every day.
Nah, I'm just putting the people on.
I see that on the job interview application. They gotta fix that shit, yo.
They gotta fix it.
Still got it. It's Hispanic, yo. I mean, I'm other. Yo, I don't even matter. I don't even matter. You know
can pass with Dominican. Yo, shout out to Andy. I was like, yo, Andy, you and Cheddie, y'all look like brothers. Shout out to Andy. That's my brother right there.
Shout out to Andy, man. I know Andy was
It sounds like during COVID, a lot of people got creative. A lot of people started making new things that weren't there.
OnlyFans pages and shit.
Yeah, that too.
They got mad creative.
To go over Cheddie. Cheddie, he started up his podcast again. He started DJing. That's fire. You did a few gigs.
Yeah.
You did some Instagram Live too. That's popping. And what about us, fellas?
Yo, we started
doing this. I mean, we got into, we started recording again. Yeah. And then from us recording and talking, it was like, yo, we should just start talking about, we're a group that's so deep into the history of hip hop, and we live by it, we abide by it so much that, like, why not talk about it? Yeah. Because we're individuals that are so embedded in it.
For real.
You guys are the cultures.
You start with Reels though. Reels kind of like, yo, I'm trying to start a podcast, but it never kicked off.
And that's what
let's do it. And I'm like,
really
whoa,
came.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's where the idea really came.
Yeah. Reels
from us coming here to record. Like, Reels brought it up and like, yo,
Reels said, he was like, yo, fellas, I wanted to do a podcast with my friends, but they never come through. Yeah. Yo, I want to do a podcast. Let me know because I'm down. And right there, I'm like, yo, let's fucking do it, fellas. Let's get into it. Because like you think about it, and then time passed. 2 months, 3 months, and sometimes later becomes never.
Just do the shit. Right. Yeah.
But let's not exclude our other brothers, O and Maniac, because we've always had the conversation, but we invite them niggas never show up.
Now O comes. O comes.
O's come a couple times.
Yeah, a few times.
But Maniac, never came when we was invited. He finally came for that episode.
He came when he had to.
He came when we rolled out the red carpet.
So this is the attendance part of the episode. Yeah. Mark it down. Who be here? Tardy.
That's where that idea comes
from. Homeroom.
Just friends talking.
Yeah.
We spend time. We talking about things, and people get creative. I mean, the OnlyFans thing, like that's some crazy shit because people use it for
everything now, right?
For crazy reasons, like
seen Tiger,
porno,
Tiger, right? We seen Tiger banging shorties and having orgies,
and the comedian too. There was the chunky dude. Oh damn, his girl has OnlyFans and he's beating his shorty.
Okay, Fat Boy,
Fat Boy,
no
Fat
way.
Boy, SSE.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I say that guy's
it was you.
I heard the reason why OnlyFans got popping is because these chicks couldn't get modeling gigs anymore because of the pandemic. Like,
the stripper spots were closed. The stripper joints were closed.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. So it was one of those things where it's like, all right, well, I gotta show. They gotta show it somehow. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you pay a fee,
to an extent, I'm not mad at none of them. To an extent,
it's a grind. It's a hustle.
Get your money.
It's
a
hustle.
Money.
It's a hustle, man.
Like,
no
come on.
There's a no judge free zone here. We don't judge nobody.
It's a hustle.
And I seen was it DJ Khaled? No, Fat Joe against DJ Khaled playing basketball, and they wanted you to get the OnlyFans. I'm like, what? Are they gonna show me a nipple?
You don't watch y'all fat motherfuckers ball.
I mean, I want to see fat people. I challenge my pops. We play ball against each other. Yo, fucking want entertainment over
Niggas do that shit.
The fuck out of
You know
here.
what I mean? Yeah,
It'll be funnier to watch on Instagram. Regular fucking Instagram.
So I know somebody will rip
it.
My man's judging, man.
Judging.
We are judging.
We just
man.
judge. We just judge. You know what it is? We not judging shorty. I want to see two fat guys.
We want to see a nip. We want to see a nip or something. You know?
Niggas ain't real ballers.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, that's some shit I heard. Yo, if niggas say Jordan versus fucking Barkley.
Yeah,
you know, because they always have that. You know, like
they always get the back and forth. Okay,
they always had a back and forth.
Yeah,
you know, back then.
Yeah.
But like, yo, all right, 1-on-1. That's some shit people are gonna pay to
it
watch.
LeBron and
that's
a good idea.
KD
Like
went 1-on-1.
Like Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson and
Roy, like look, people paid. What was it? I think it was like $60, $70 for the pay-per-view.
For Nate Robinson against Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? People paid to see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I would pay to see Nolan Ryan pitch to Pete Rose. That'd be crazy. They're still alive. I don't know.
I mean,
Ryan's still alive.
They're beyond the age.
Wow,
now,
bro, you just threw me off.
Ability.
Because that's original.
Talking about dudes that in the 70s.
Yeah. Break a hip, my nigga.
At least these dudes.
They ain't gotta run.
Yeah, they in their 50s. They can still move.
They don't gotta run in that. They don't gotta run to first base.
That's gonna be a 40-mile-per-hour
40
softball overhand right there, coming at you at the plate.
Crazy.
But I had a serious question I needed to ask my man John Figgs.
Yo, what's up, my brother?
You see how he was saying that, you know, during the pandemic, you know, we came back to the studio after years that we weren't recording. You know, and we're really, you know, we're in our mid-30s, you know, not to date us or anything, but
damn, don't do that.
You see how
21 forever, baby.
we came back to the studio, we started recording, and you know, we got good music. We got really good music. It's fire. The beats, production, everything. But do you think we're a little too old to still be recording? You think that people our age could still make it in the game?
I think there is a chance. I mean, you know, we have examples like Griselda. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? But they've been doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? Quick story with that. I used to go up to Schenectady, upstate, because they from Buffalo. Yeah. So I used to go to Schenectady. I used to troop it up there. You know what I'm saying?
She's up there.
I was dating a shorty up there, and so I was going up there, and some kids from around the way, whatever, they put me onto West Side Gun. Back then, I'm talking about like 2010, 2011, and I ain't think nothing of it. And then 2 years later, Paranormal brings me West Side Gun.
Yeah, Paranormal put me onto that too.
Yeah, he put me.
But I didn't listen though. I didn't check it out.
And so I'm like, yo, and then it dawned on me, yo, this is the dude that them kids put me on to Schenectady. You know what I'm saying? Because they're from Buffalo, and you know it's not too far away from them. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. The dude been doing it. He been grinding for years.
Up there, upstate, like that's a local buzz. Like Schenectady, Rochester. Buffalo, like that's all up there. So that's, you know, maybe like an hour, 2 hours in between each other. Yeah. But that's up there. So, you know, that buzz, they had that buzz going around locally. That's like us hearing niggas out here in the hood. Like we're in such a small diameter of an area in New York City. Yeah. That's probably the same demographic up there.
Yeah, but out there is kind of like a forgotten place. You know what I'm saying? That the one of the worst poverty-stricken cities in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard.
I think it's number one now.
It kind of gets lost. Like when you think about New York, you don't think about
upstate. You don't even want to go there. Yo, it's too cold. That's the first thing. Yo, it's too cold up there. I ain't going up there.
Nah, but we're
fucking Alaska and shit.
Shit is real up there. Shit is real.
I think it's not one of the worst cities in the world.
Rochester too.
Rochester get busy. They get busy.
I go up to Rochester.
That's where a lot of people get their weight from. They go upstate. So bring that shit here. You know what I mean? So,
Cheddie, what do you think about the Griselda movement?
I never felt like, all right, hip hop is a young man's game. I'm not gonna get it twisted, right? It is for the youth. It's youth inspired, right? But I don't think that hip hop has there's not a limit to when you should stop. You know what I mean? Like nobody gonna tell Hove or Nas to stop rhyming. You know what I mean? But Jay dropped one of his best projects.
It's because it's new. Hip hop is a new thing. right? It's growing with us. So it's growing with. It's for how old is hip hop? What, like 44 years old, I think.
Right. So it's still a young genre.
It's a young
you know what I mean?
genre.
So it's one of those things that we're
73.
But it's less than Jay-Z. Jay-Z's in his 50s.
Right.
So.
Right. So when I say it's youth inspired, I mean like the youth tells mainstream America what's popping.
Right.
But but at the same time, if you're staying true to yourself, no matter what age you are, then that's respected. But now if you're trying to do what these young dudes are doing, and that's why I fuck with Griselda, because they're just like, yo, this is just who we are.
Yeah,
we're making bars cool again. We're making clicking up cool again.
Oof,
like that. We're making being in a group cool again. Because now we just had this conversation before the show when you were telling me about Atlanta not being. That was one of the things that I respected about the South, where I was like, yo, like in New York it sucked. There was one point that we couldn't even do a video together without there being some beef.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where like this person not liking this person or whatever the case may be. And then I would see like an Outkast video or like a UGK video, and they had like everybody in the fucking video. So, and me being from New York and I'm watching this shit, I'm like, wow, this is dope. Like this is like
unity.
Yeah, unity. You're always stronger together.
Everybody supporting.
Right. So, I definitely don't feel. I feel like there's definitely no age once you're staying in your lane. That's my thing. But if you're trying to be somebody that you're not,
you said something about the youth dictating. Right, that was in the beginning though. Like,
you don't think it does that now though?
I think the people that dictate are the people with the money, the higher ups. They're the ones that are dictating what's popping, because they dumb down the genre so much that it's not even.
It's TikTok rap now.
It's TikTok rap.
Juan Carlos, when you say the higher ups, are you talking about the record labels or are you talking about the investors, or are they the same?
All of them.
Yeah, they're probably the same thing.
The investors,
put it right there, is the same shit.
The same. All of them. They all fall under the same umbrella, and I think that's what's fucking up the genre, because everybody's sounding the same. It's a cookie cutter approach to everything.
It's a sing along. It's more of a sing along thing. But these guys brought back the lyrics, the bars, the fucking hooks. They brought the beats. Their beats are super hard. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Alchemist.
That's what.
Derringer's their home based producer.
That's the in-house producer.
The in-house, and then they got Alchemist.
Benny the Butcher's album had Hit Boy all over it. You know what I'm saying?
He did a whole album.
Yeah, that was fire, man. You know what I mean?
My man, you know who put me on to Benny the Butcher was my man from Ohio. That he's deep into like the underground hip hop shit. Okay. And maybe like 2 years ago, he's the one who put me on to them. And when I heard the production, I was like, yo, this shit sound gritty, like, ew. And that's what grabbed me to that shit. I started listening from there.
Yeah.
I was like, just the sound that they come out with, like that shit.
I think it's about the feel. Yeah, the feel that it gives you, where you're just like, damn, this reminded me of a good time. You know what I mean? This reminded me of high school. This reminded me walking in the fucking snow to high school, getting on the 7 train to go to school. It just brings you back. So I think once you get those old feelings back,
I want that old thing back.
There
you know what feeling it gives me? It gives me a feeling to fucking call Reels, to book the studio, get Maniac to get a fucking beat, and for us to fucking record another ill song.
That's
the feeling I get every time.
That's inspiring, yo. Like that's
so inspiring, man.
Yeah. No, that's.
You see how when the beat rocks out at the end of the song, I'm rewinding that shit, trying to spit on it, because those lyrics that they spin are so fucking hard. It's fucking today I was listening to some shit, and he's like, one of them was like, yo, let the mumble, there's a lane for everybody, let the mumble rappers go over here. Niggas are spitting lyrics, come over here. Y'all niggas
everybody can eat.
Yeah,
everybody can eat. There's room for everybody.
Yeah, everybody can eat.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. But back to the whole age thing, look at Titty Boy,
Chains.
2 Chainz.
Yeah,
his name was Titty Boy. He didn't pop off, and he reinvented himself, and he blew up around 30. He was 38, 39 when he blew up again. Wow. With 2 Chainz and shit.
But he stayed at it. He stayed consistent. You know what I'm saying? He became a normal face. Consistency is key.
He's a smart dude.
Yeah,
he graduated in university and all. He played ball.
Stuff,
and he said he dumbed it down.
Yeah. Cause he's got bars. Yeah. Like he's an actual spitter. But because he has that South accent, it sucks that we do that as New Yorkers, and we kind of like, you fucking country bumpkins, you know what I mean? But at the same time, they spit.
It's a no judge free zone here.
But what about the Panda? What about the Panda guy?
Oh, he's from Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn.
But he sounds down south though a little bit.
Well,
people thought he was Future, right?
Designer.
No, they thought he was Future.
Oh, they thought he was Future, right?
Yeah, they thought people thought he was Future.
He has the worst fucking funk flex. freestyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
And it was just screaming.
He was like a hype man.
Now everybody
has zero lyrics
and do their thing.
He had one good song though. He had one good song.
And Kanye West got on the remix too.
Kanye gave him a deal off of that one song. And after that, it was he had another song. That it had a ring on the hook, but the shit after that it was like all right.
Like Trinidad James too. Trinidad James, that gold on that.
Yeah. He had like one or two. He had one or two joints, but a lot of these guys like Trinidad James. He actually has a sneaker podcast, so he just Avenue went into something that's something that he rapped about a lot. Was like he like getting dressed and.
Drag? You said drag?
No, getting dressed.
Oh,
getting fly and shit like that.
This is a drag?
Oh, shit. Leave that for Young Thug.
Yeah, you see, that's a whole nother topic. That's another episode.
Wow. The painting the nails and all that. But that crossed over to reggaeton. Like Bad Bunny does it.
Right? Yeah.
Wow. Bad Bunny borders on the thin line of like, are you attracted to men or not? Right?
Yo.
Yeah, he's like a free spirit.
If it comes out, it's gonna come out like 10 years from now.
Like, oh yeah, he's gay and shit. He's gay. Or he's bisexual. I think he's bisexual.
Y'all niggas told me about that Keith Murray shit. That shit fucked me up.
Yeah, Keith Murray came out. He was gay.
Keith Murray came out. He's gay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But there's nothing. I mean, he put hands on Prodigy. You know what I mean? He fucked him up.
He's a gully nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Just because
he's a gully.
But look, more power to him because he's coming out on his own skin. You know. No. It's hard to do that because
man from my boy from Long Island, he always used to talk about it because he went to high school with him in Wyandanch in Long Island. Like Wyandanch is like considered like the East New York of fucking Like that shit is like right there in the border of Suffolk and Nassau.
Where's in Hempstead? I think Hempstead.
Nah, it's further out. Wyandanch is by East Ice. It's like by Central Islip.
That's far.
No, it's out, but that's the hood. It's considered the hood of Long Island.
Wow, okay.
I mean, you know, shout out to Long Island.
Nah, Long Island gets busy too.
Nah, they got their hoods too, man. I mean,
yeah, the whole world got hoods.
Going off of that and talking about that, I mean, talking about the Keith Murray shit made me want to talk about the top 5 because that drama that came about with one of the top 5.
What?
Back then in my book, you know?
What do you mean, bro? You got me real curious right now.
Oh, the Prodigy?
Yeah, man. I mean,
oh, damn.
Just me thinking about the whole fucking, the whole, you know, the gender shit we talking.
You know how that beef started? It was in the Ashanti video, the El Cool J.
Yeah, they were both on that track.
They were both on that track, and then they got into it.
But explain a little bit so anybody who doesn't know out there.
So LL, check out LL's I Shot You song. Classic.
Foxy bodied that shit.
Foxy bodied it. Yeah. I mean, they say that Nas wrote, right? Nas used to write, or Jay-Z used to write for him?
Jay-Z and Nas, right?
Woo, wait a second. Talking about this Nas and Jay-Z. We got a Nas, you Nas and Jay-Z.
He's Jay-Z.
And he's Nas, right? Y'all had a whole few, and then you was Jay-Z too. And I'm not, so it's 2-on-2. What's up? What's up? We can get it.
I mean, I don't want to cut your story off, but I'll tell you exactly what used to happen to me in high school. So when Ether came out, Jay dropped Super Ugly. Super Ugly was whack.
Super whack.
Super ugly.
Fucking Chris and a couple of other Latinos waited in front of my locker, right? Chris is never early to school. He was early that day. And they waited in front of my locker like, what happened? And I'm like, dogs, do not compare Super Ugly to Ether. You got to compare Takeover. He's like, he got killed.
Exactly.
But it was just I'm talking about.
Was too strong for
I probably could have graduated way higher in my class if Nas and Jay-Z didn't have that beef. Because I'm talking about we spent hours on that.
Yeah, we used to go
arguing about it, bro.
Especially shop classes like 5 hours.
Yo,
right?
son, shop classes. She was a prison sentence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She was a stretch.
Yo, but I bring this up too because I just finished watching Judas and the Black Messiah.
Great movie.
Dope flick. But on the soundtrack, Nas dropped a joint on it, right? Dropped on Friday.
It's better than Jay's.
Jay's dropped on the same day, but he's been doing that shit for like the past 3 years.
There's 3 things that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and that Jay-Z's gonna drop the same day as Nas.
What the fuck?
Yo, but 3
Is it on purpose? Who knows? Is it
has
on
to be.
purpose?
It has to be.
Does he know?
It can't be so many
they're both on the
coincidences,
soundtrack, though.
No.
So-
Jay-Z's not on the soundtrack.
No,
That's not from the movie?
No.
JC Hove is on the soundtrack. It's just that it was supposed to be a Nipsey song, and then Nas. So they had like the list, right?
It is on the sound.
Because it's on that soundtrack, right? But you know how now like music is just changing. Like they don't just like do an album and just be like, all right, they could just add somebody in. Everything is like done through technology.
Digital,
so it was just supposed to be a Nipsey song, and then Hove got on it. So it just looked bad that like, all right, they already had a Nas song on there. That song was done, promoted, whatever, and then Jay jumped on it. So that's when people were making those jokes like, yo,
Damn.
this nigga Jay really.
I think you just made that up. Because you love Jay.
No,
I think you just made that.
I don't trust him when it comes to Jay.
It was a way
I'm defending
to sell
Nas.
the movie too.
No, I'm defending Nas in this case because I'm like, yo, this nigga waited to see Nas be on it, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna be on the one with the rapper that died. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But honestly though, Jay bodied his fucking verse though. Jay bodied his verse though, and Nas has the better song, but Jay bodied his fucking verse. In my opinion.
I heard the Jay verse. It was hard.
Jay
It was
killed
deep.
this
It was
shit.
deep, and it was deep.
I'm watching you closely right now.
But I tell you right now,
I want to see what else you're gonna say.
I guarantee you they did that for it's all promo. It's all promo because they know people still talk about the Jay Nas time.
Yeah.
And that's why it was done now with that movie to promote that movie because they know people. I was like, oh shit, that's from that movie. All right,
So I'm making a request. And we got this on video. When they have the anniversary of Ether versus Blueprint, it should be like in September. Y'all better have me on this show. I'm just asking. Yeah, when they have whatever anniversary this is gonna be, like 20. So it's 01. Yeah.
We gotta do that.
Book me for that show.
I got one word to say to y'all Jay-Z fans. The ether, the shit that make your soul burn slow. Yo, but to take it back to where we were before, that whole Griselda shit, I'm so proud of them dudes for doing their thing at the older age because they're not spring chickens anymore.
But they kept at it for years.
It's not like they just started. For sure, man.
And they no snitch tolerance. Like
no snitches, man.
6ix9ine tried to reach out to Benny the Butcher. He was like, I ain't with it.
He ain't with it. And that group shit, like that hip hop group, like we love it. We grew up on that. We grew up on different groups, and I think all of this group talk is bringing me to a point where you know what we gotta do now, fellas.
I think it's time.
Think it's time?
It's time.
I couldn't
top
wait for
5. You heard?
Greatest hip hop groups of all time. Check it out, y'all. Giving y'all the best.
As we go a little something like this.
I actually did mine in order, hierarchy of who I got, right?
Okay.
So, but the fifth one was pretty hard, but we gonna do this. So we gonna go Wu-Tang. We gonna go G-Unit, Dipset, Outkast, and my last Tribe Called Quest, 3 6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Locks.
The Maniac.
Yo, shout out to Maniac. Now I saw that episode. I saw that episode and I heard this nigga JC say Diablo.
But yo,
I watched that clip like 40 times, dog. Shout out to Maniac. That was an honor of you, my brother.
You gotta touch a little bit though.
But
I'm
at least talk about your top.
So my real number 5 is Mobb Deep. That's my real number 5.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna, I don't want to kill y'all with all 5 of them, but I'll just do. So as far as I got, y'all might say, what's the one on my list? I'll read it off to y'all again. Wu-Tang, G-Unit, Dipset, Outkast, Mobb Deep. What's the one that you think the most that are like, damn, you really got them in your top 5? Go ahead.
Yeah, Outkast.
Outkast.
Okay,
right?
say that. I figured that was gonna be the elephant in the room.
Question it.
Yeah,
not question it.
Why would question
it just doesn't add up to the top 5.
All
Right. Okay. So I look at it.
Yeah.
I look at it like this. Like there was 2 dudes from the South that could both spit, and they also, when they made that Love Below album, I felt like they were able to it was pretty much a double CD, but their own music on both. So I just feel like, yo, as far as bars,
that was a dope.
as far as
concept
features,
of
it was
right?
amazing. They won. And I don't like doing the whole numbers thing, but I felt like they got their just due when they won all their Grammys, when they were just like, yo, this was their
You
album.
live by the numbers, you die by the numbers.
Yeah, no, you do. But when the product is good as well, though, I feel like that's when I'm like,
not
all right.
arguing with that, but just for the viewers.
Okay.
But for me, I love Andre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Andre,
3 Stacks
Big Boy,
is
yeah,
crazy.
both.
Big
And just,
Boy is dope.
Their videos were always creative. You know what I mean? Just their movement. You know what I mean? Was dope. They had they were part of the Dungeon family. You know what I mean? A lot of people, a lot of people don't know that Future started from the Dungeon family. I'm
gonna have to feed off of you on that because. You know what I'm saying? The Dungeon family, one of my top 5.
Is that in your top 5? Okay. Future was a part of Dungeon family.
Yeah.
His name was Meathead. Pause.
Future?
Yeah.
Wait, what's his name?
His name was Meathead. Pause.
Future?
So
Future the rapper.
Yeah. He was in Dungeon family. He used to write for them and shit. Yeah. But
you just dropped a gem.
One of my top 5 is the Goody Mob.
There we go. I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Because of just the song Cell Therapy.
The beat.
They were talking about... that whole song was about Behold the Pale Horse. I don't know if you guys ever read that book.
Okay.
By William H. Cooper. Y'all better get it. If you get it, pay with cash. So there's some shit in there. He was an ex-CIA agent. He talks about, he worked in the Navy. He worked with the Navy and all that.
So who's that peeping in my window?
Who's that peeping in? So they talking about all conspiracy theories and shit.
Right. Yeah. And the bars in it is like.
Even that whole album, Soul Food, it was crazy. And then, they got numerous projects after that. So. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they Outkast. You know what I mean? Like I said, like their whole movement was crazy. I would be fucked up if I didn't, talk about. I mean, I think we're all gonna have Wu-Tang somewhere, so I won't do that. You wearing the Wu shirt today, so I won't do the honors there.
Ooh,
but as far as I gotta talk about. And Chris knows how much 50 is like one of my favorite rappers. I gotta talk about G-Unit because it was a time in all of our lives where. They were going over everybody else's beats and they were bodying them shits. And then when they got to the point where their mixtape, where their mixtape songs were being played on the radio and talking about and charting on the radio, it was crazy. You know what I mean?
Who shot you? He took that beat and made
50 shot you.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, he took that beat.
Yeah,
LL Cool J's beat. He made that song. Damn. But it was hard.
The song was called 50 Shot Ya.
Who Shot Ya?
It's called 50 Shot Ya. Yeah.
Well, the mixtape.
No. The actual song where he's going over the LL beat is 50 Shot Ya, right?
Problem Child.
Problem Child. There you go. Yeah, Problem Child. Yeah. Semi-automatic Trey revolver. Yes. Yeah. So like between Banks at his peak, like I remember Banks at one point.
Punchline King
had like
he used to love Banks.
Had 3 best of Banks. You know what I mean? So
Banks.
Yeah, I definitely.
Repeat, man. That was the one nigga that I used
Banks
to play
workout
all the time, bro.
Absolutely. So
the hunger for more.
I have to use. Yeah, I have to use my and even the G-Unit album that they came out with right after 50's album dropped. Like that's the thing that was pretty dope too, and like it was some type of loyalty where. I remember Interscope was asking him to do another album. They were like, "Yo, you got the ball rolling. Like you just sold 10 million on your album. Do another album." And he was like, "Nah, I got to do the G-Unit project first, and then I'll do another album." So because he wanted his boys to eat, you know what I'm saying? Shine. Which I think. So I think that's the beauty of a group. That's what we're going getting back to Griselda. I love the thing about Griselda because they got that brotherhood. You know what I mean? Migos got that brotherhood too. They're not in my top 5, but they're a group like that where they're just kind of like. Now we all eating and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're not my. I'm not saying they're not my cup of tea, but they're not gonna be in my top 5. I just listed them off on that top 13 that I gave you because Maniac. But yeah, that's my top.
You know what? That top 5 shit is.
Oh, it was tough.
It was always hard, but you know what? You gotta find the ones that grab you and grasp you, and it's hard to just shoot it down to 5. And that's why we do that all the time. Even for me with this shit, it was hard. Yeah, but nah. But you got you said Goody Mob.
I'm to go with Goody Mob. Yeah,
Goody Mob one of your top. What else you got? Why not?
Of course, Wu-Tang. I'm a Wu head.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? I remember never even going to summer school because RZA said, "Yo, shorty, don't even go to summer school."
What?
You know what I'm saying? You just listen to, you know what I mean, the double CD. You know what I mean? That shit's gonna get you. And I really thought it was gonna get me, passing grades, but it didn't.
He said bong, and he said bong bong.
That was a guy to life.
That was my guy.
A guy to life.
But yo,
you remember that summer that it dropped? That summer was crazy when it dropped. Yeah,
I was in summer school, man, and I didn't go because of that.
Because RZA told you?
Yeah, but I learned a lot, and I even studied, you know what I mean, like the 5%ers and all that. Like I started learning lessons and shit.
Yeah.
So I got into that, and you know what I mean, your body and we gods and all that. You know what I'm saying? So Wu-Tang, of course, Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying?
So we both have Mobb Deep on our.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be the common denominator.
Is that a Queens? That's a Queens thing. I think we're all Queens dudes. Okay.
That's a fucking a Bible.
Yeah,
that's our Bible, right?
Yeah.
As dudes that's born in Queens.
Yeah, I mean, just that was a theme music when we used to still, you know what I'm saying, Nick's Pop's car and shit at fucking 2 a.m. to go back some bitches. You know what I mean? Like, yo.
The amp up to go into the other nigga's hood.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, a lot of the music was inspired, you know.
Yo, we used to go to Bronx. We used to go
drama
everywhere.
Shit.
Brooklyn. We'll meet up with Shorty. We used to pump that shit. You know what I mean? Pump it. So.
And they had a long run without compromising themselves. I feel like they definitely like stuck to the script.
Yeah, for a long time. When they started doing love songs, it was a little weird.
I mean, I know you was gonna say. I know exactly what song you're thinking about.
I'll tell you the
that
112
song is still hard though. That song is still hard though.
That's one of my favorite love songs.
This nigga, he makes love to that joint. He makes love to that.
He definitely does. He definitely does. There was a
thug love song.
There was a stretch. There was a stretch in the early 2000s where everybody was doing that. That Ja Rule type, you know what I mean? Not really singing on the track, but like, yo, I gotta have one love song.
Yo,
but
you listen to the lyrics.
You listen to the lyrics, right?
You listen to the verse. They thug that shit out.
Yo, he makes love to that every Friday.
Hey, love, I want to hold you and walk with you. Put my arm around your shoulder and talk to you.
Yeah, they killed that.
They get like, also like, yo.
Juan Carlos, where you at with it, man?
That was 3, right?
Yeah.
That was 3. Boom. So then I'm gonna have to go with the Roots.
Wow, I like that one. I like that one.
To go with the Roots, you know what I mean? It was just a complete set of musicians, you know what I mean? Just from the instruments to the instrumentals to the lyrics to the, you know, just the vocals. It was crazy, you know what I mean? For them to
Black
do that.
Thought, man.
Black Thought's nasty.
Bars
definitely
are crazy.
gotta be
definitely one of the
top tier MCs.
MCs of all time.
Just musically, their beats, just everything.
Everything.
Lyrical
cohesiveness is just crazy. The last one, it has to be it's hard.
That's what happens.
That's just tough. This one was tough.
You get lost. You know, there's so many. You can write them down, but there be so many. It's like, yo, damn.
Nah, I'm gonna have to go to your man Ohio Center where your man lives at. Bone Thugs, man.
Wow, I like that.
Just because of they
it's Bone and Biggie, baby. It's Bone and Biggie.
Baby. I love that whole, you know what I mean, the kind of that whispering fast flow, you know what I mean, just singing. They started actually that whole singing rapping shit. If you think about it,
yeah.
When they dropped Crossroads, that was like,
a lot of females loved that rap group, and I'm like, what? Females loving a hardcore rap group? It was weird to me, but they were just nasty like that.
It was melodic, yeah, no, for sure.
My girl knows the lyrics and shit, and I'm like, what?
Crossroads was a big record.
The way you started that's the way it is. The people ain't hear it yet, but they gonna hear it. That flow.
Juan Carlos, your verse.
Not even the
That's some Bone Thug shit. You think about it.
The way you started off that verse,
and that's the way it is. You go to your pins and needles waiting for the cup. That's some Bone Thugs.
Matter of fact, just spit it real quick. Just spit it.
Damn, do I remember that shit?
So never mind. Go to the next one. Go to the next one, brother.
Because the way you kicked that off, listening to it, that's what it felt like. Because you kicked that shit off real smooth.
And that's the way it is, Chico. With your pins and needles waiting for the government to save us, but it seems to see through. No matter what you do, hijo, they'll try to defeat you, leave you bloody. La ceba concreta, it be your own peoples. I'm sipping vino, trying to calm my nerves. Picking the lesser two evils, red and blue, selling the dream like it's illegal. This is food for thought. The advocates are here to feed you. Impacting the words with the generation's Beatles. But I ain't going out like Lennon. No longer strive to live a life of felons. No, my mama smiling down from heaven. Figs been at it.
Don't give him too much, bro. Don't give him too much. Don't give him too much.
Damn, stop me at the right time.
Y'all see him?
But the way that shit sound.
That's some Bone Thug
shit. When I'm hearing, and I haven't even heard it mixed down.
Shit on Louis Armstrong mic, dog. Who got bars like it? Who got bars like
it? Yo, Juan Carlos, you came over here, and I never seen you sit down ever. Recording. You grabbed the seat. And then you put the mic close to you and you just spit it, and I'm like, what is he doing? I was surprised. I was like, confused. What is he gonna do?
I had bad knees.
It was 4 in the morning. It was 4 in the morning. Long day.
4 in the morning. It was mad long. I had a long day.
Nah, but you know what? When I hear that verse, that's what it sounded like, that Bone Thugs and Harmony flow. Because they was spitting some shit, but they were rhyming fast and harmonizing, but they were spitting. Like, they were rhyming. They were saying something. Yeah. They were saying some shit that grabbed you.
Yeah.
That's what was dope about Bone Thugs in Harmony.
Yeah.
And that's what that track reminds me of, like that flow that you wrote and the way you spit that shit.
Yeah, they wrote it for me.
That's why JC, you're never gonna live this down by like not having Biggie was able to adjust his flow to be on a song with these guys and just rock out like that, man.
I know.
Not to get off the
but you know
topics,
the
but
story behind that
that's
joint?
No. Go ahead.
When they recorded that, Biggie waited until they all finished.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he took it home and this and that.
Yeah.
And then he recorded.
He did
after.
Got you. Okay.
He kicked off the track.
Oh yeah. It's
Girl, you look so good. I'll suck on your daddy's dick.
He's still going back to that. That's not even
no. He actually
He's still gonna play. He's gonna play that card. He's gonna play that card all night.
That's my top 5.
That's a top 5. That's a good. That's a good top 5. That's a good top 5.
All right, so let me go right after my man over there.
Let's go for it, baby.
So
dangerous.
So my first one is the Locks. I gotta say the Locks.
For real.
Locks is fucking hard, bro.
I had the Locks somewhere, yeah, but I picked Mobb Deep over there.
You know what 50 Cent, the hardest is come from
Yonkers. He had that, yeah. So the Locks, I picked up their album. What was that? Remember that song, Wild Out?
Yeah.
I picked up that album. But I wasn't too familiar with them yet. I learned through them from DMX and shit. And when I heard that album, you know, I bought it because of Wild Out. But honestly, I never even played that song once I had the album because that shit was sick. Everything else was sick. That was just like some commercial shit.
They had a lot of, and that's what that track pretty much was like. That was like their radio hit, but
it pulled me.
Album.
It pulled me into that.
Yeah, they had a lot of shit on the album that wasn't even fucking, even heard of.
Bro, I didn't even want to hear that Wild Out shit. I was like, that shit is whack compared to everything else.
Much.
They had Ride or Die Check too. That's a love song.
That beat,
it's a great beat. That's a love song though. You can't hate on that song. That's a good song.
Because she bought me a polo coat and a couple of Timbs. Gave me head because the movie was whack. Word, remember that shit? Oh, shit. That shit was crazy. Yo,
but that's like you sitting there like visualizing like, yo, this. Those are real MCs, man.
Exactly. And them niggas, they were doing shit for the time, but they did it so ill. They did it so ill for the time. The way they did a track like that for
Damn,
I'm not. We never said nothing about love songs. DMX had mad love songs. You know what I mean? Amnesia and Risa and
That's
Lisa.
not a love song, dog.
What?
You think that's a love song?
Yeah.
You think so? That's him talking about he's pimping.
It was an R&B and
what these
rap.
bitches want from
that
us?
was, you know what? That's labels. That's labels telling the artist they gotta do a track for the radio. And that's what that nigga came out with.
At that time, DMX was the top one, and Cisco was the top at that moment, and that's why they just put them together.
So it was you needed a club joint, a ladies joint.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the formula.
And a street joint.
That was the formula. Yeah, you need
one.
The
album be whatever. You
to get the streets hot. Then you had once you got the commercial, the people from Wisconsin and fucking Nebraska to come in, then you drop your love song, and then you're right, yeah.
All right,
love song is dope, man.
So
we got one in the works too.
We got the Locks, and of course, man, Queens nigga. Yo, we got Mobb Deep, man.
Yeah.
Straight out of Queens.
So Mobb Deep was
Queen's
the
Bible.
Clean sweep here, right?
Yeah.
Clean
Well,
sweep. Oh no, we
wait,
haven't.
I
don't know. You know what?
On my file,
You know what? I don't want.
That's a clean.
All right,
Spoiler
clean sweep.
alert,
Okay, because I don't want
spoiler
to, I don't want to sway
That's
your
a Queen's
vote.
Bible
You know what I
right
mean?
there, baby. That's a
We got
Queen's
Mobb
Bible
Deep.
right there.
And this one is because, you know what I'm saying? I love AZ, I love Foxy, and I love my nigga Nas. Yo, I got the Firm on it. And a lot of y'all be like, yo, but why the Firm? You know,
that was like a quick teaser. Huh?
It was quick, but you know what? They coming back, niggas.
You think so?
Back.
You think
they
so?
coming back, yo.
Damn, they got you guys, bro.
They coming back, man.
That was one track, bro.
And even if they don't come back,
And
that
Mega,
was
wait,
the Firm album was there.
I heard
the
Detox
Firm
dropping
Mega
too.
or the Firm with Nature.
There's two, right?
Ooh, nah, Mega.
Nature's nasty too, but
No, but I'm gonna go the core Mega.
route,
Yeah.
I like Mega as an artist. Yeah. Mega got that. What's the album he came out with?
the realness.
The Realness. That album was ill.
Mega, and then he got latest one was Mega. He got a book out. He wrote a book. It just quotes. It's dope. It's called the Black Book.
His Drink Champs episode is amazing. It's like 3 hours, but
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
gems. Like
I ordered my shit on Amazon, so I'll bring it here next time.
Okay.
So that I only wish that they had a little more success because they were just that was a super group, and then produced by Dre. Oh man,
that might have been like the first super group. Like the industry putting together, like, not the industry, but maybe the first super group try to put together.
That was the first time that Dre came to the East Coast.
That's like the super teams in the NBA.
Oh, I was about to say that.
Yeah,
LeBron.
yeah.
That was the
Like
first
the
LeBron
first-
like doing it.
That's the first project that he did after he left Death Row. Was he fuck with Nas, AZ, Foxy?
But I think he did it out of spite too, because remember Pac was shitting on Nas and all in New York, and I think he did it out of spite because
because
he
Pac
went-
was shitting on Dre before he passed.
Yeah. So I think he did it out of spite.
Could be. Oh, he just could be that he clicked with Nas. He saw that Nas at that point. I mean, he's still a god MC, but at that point he was just like, he was untouchable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lyrically, that so.
All right, so I'll continue.
I like
with
that.
Nice.
That's my third, and I'll make these ones short. I got the Fugees.
Ooh la la la.
Yeah, man.
Not
Can't
too
forget
short.
about them.
Not too short.
Yeah, word. I can't forget about
Just
them.
that one album, the score, man.
Which was
I got
the
that
second,
But that
Oh,
album
wow,
though,
that
is
was their
like
second album.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
an album before.
Pick up your microphones.
and then
That's the shit that.
what they also did like individually afterwards. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But they were
yeah.
all on each other's project. Like Wyclef wrote a lot of joints for Lauryn Hill or produced a lot of joints for Lauryn Hill, and her album is one of the.
And then he got her pregnant.
They were together, right?
Nah,
they were
not
together.
My
It was White Club.
my nigga, like
Wyclef
all
broke
those
up.
songs about
Yeah.
heartbreak was about him,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
On her
If
album.
Anybody who
Yeah.
didn't know.
on
her album,
yeah, you're
right?
right. No,
Yeah.
you're right.
What happened on
right,
her
you're
album? Son, what happened on her album?
Whose
Rich
album?
Diamond? Lauryn Hill?
It was
But
Diamond.
hold up. Let's continue
Let's
this.
finish his list. Yeah.
Right. Nah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
How many mics do you
I
rip
thought
on the
I thought it was
daily?
a toss up.
Not
Not yet.
money.
Oh, my last one,
it was a good
yo.
alley.
My last one is
Many,
Wu-Tang.
many.
Wu-Tang, man.
Thanks for the children,
My
man.
lord. All those guys on Wu-Tang was nasty. Come on, man.
You know,
And
in
that's
like
it. That's my top 5.
in like
No.
94, 95, they had a stretch where they had like 5 of their members have albums that were charting, like Jizza, Meth, like
Raekwon,
Ray, Ghost.
Ghost.
You never gonna see that again.
ODB.
Yeah, you never gonna see like that symbol, that logo that you wearing on your chest. That's forever. That's not going anywhere.
Woo
You know what I mean?
forever.
Like when they said that shit, they meant that shit. Like
That shit gonna fly.
It's the best brand. I think that's the most memorable brand in music.
The logo is just
the logo is
amazing.
everywhere worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah,
Chinese
no, for sure.
kids, white
You
kids,
see everybody
German
wearing
kids,
that,
everybody.
yeah. They got baby
Hispanic.
clothes. I see babies with onesies with the shit on. Like,
This shirt, I
it don't
think,
matter.
is made in DR. That's crazy. They made the shirt in DR.
So I see y'all top 5. I got a little bit of all y'all on y'all top 5.
Okay.
But we're missing one. But I'm gonna save that one for last.
Okay, good.
But what I consider top 5, you see, Wu is beyond a top, for a group. Top 5 group for me. So they ain't even on my top 5. They more on a different level.
Oh, okay.
So we get there.
Okay.
But these shits is all names y'all mentioned except one, and it's different for me. But I'm gonna save that one for last.
Okay.
You got me in suspense.
So we're gonna go with Mobb Deep. Obviously, as I said, that's the Queen's Bible right there. Any nigga from Queens, if them niggas ain't in your top 5, then you must be fucking dead because you in another fucking atmosphere. Because that right there is the fucking Bible to live on the street.
Mad gems on that. Mad gems on that.
Gems, from album to album to album. And even though we were talking about, artists talking about love songs and shit, maybe they got into it, but if you listen to it, maybe the weakest out of all the albums was The Infamy, which was when they were in transition from going from fucking Loud to G-Unit, where they ended up. And that G-Unit album was pretty hard if you listen to it.
It's fire, yeah.
If you listen to even between that Free Agents.
The Free Agents, though.
That
That
Free
mix,
Agent
yeah,
shit was,
the mixtape or whatever it was, it's
that
fucking
Free
insane.
Agent
Yeah,
shit
it's insane.
was classic
Yeah.
Mobb Deep shit right there. And you listen to all the albums except the first one, Juvenile Hell. I mean, they were kids,
Well,
Yeah,
Shook
they
One,
started early.
Shook One's Part 1 was on it, and that's what Pun They got I gave you fair warning, beware. That was a Prodigy bar on that album.
Oh, that was from that album.
Yeah,
That's one of Pun's favorite.
Sugar One's Part One.
That's one of Pun's favorite
Sugar One's Part One
was Prodigy.
It's hard. Sugar One's Part One is hard too.
Bumping Mob Deep.
Yeah.
Pun saying.
Yeah, that was one of
no,
Pun's
don't
favorite
beware.
rappers.
That's what Juju cut. I gave you fair warning,
beware.
That's a bar from Sugar One's Part One.
More Mob Deep
Juvenile Hell
to come
later. Soon come.
But after Mob Deep, I'm definitely gonna go with G Unit.
Okay.
G Unit. When G Unit came out, it was like they took that shit to the next level as far as everything they did. Everybody was looking for. It was like a good.
Right?
3-4 year run.
Tank tops.
I mean, we was just coming out of high school.
I thought I was 50
when all that shit started coming out. The G Unit shit that first year, who was graduating from high school. I mean, us three.
No, but I got it back a few times.
Oh, you did
So
that. You was hanging out. My nigga wanted to stay around. You know, he didn't want to miss out
for the bitches.
on the cool niggas. Nah, but the way G Unit came out from like that 03 to like maybe 07, you can say 07 even into 08. The niggas had a run with mixtapes.
IMAX, they put us on really to the mixtapes.
That's where I remember it hard because
that's
when niggas used to go like it was like every month.
Yeah,
that G Unit was putting out some shit that it was like you every time you knew G Unit was coming out with something.
They were in a pocket lyrically that nobody could fuck with. Yeah. Like it was just like they were just. You could still. They were hungry.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Banks was disgusting.
It was crazy.
Banks was the next shit that was on his way there, and he was there, and then he just let it go.
You remember the punchlines? He used to come with punchlines. He was a punchline king
Banks
for a
was
while.
one of the illest. Even now, I would consider him one of the illest MCs ever.
Send calls to your crib like a cab dispatcher. Ooh,
yeah, man.
Nigga, that nigga took, and that's how Mobb Deep ended up with G Unit. You think about it. And that's why I was saying that transition between Hell on Earth, and then they came out with Hell on Earth, and I think that's when Infamy came out. And then that's when they came out with the Free Agents when they didn't even have
How about Murder
anymore.
Music?
Well, Murder Music was oh my God, you just made me feel like a fucking like a dun.
No, we going.
God damn. Murder Music, Hell on Earth, Infamous. Nigga, that's 3 classic albums.
Well, getting back to you talking about G Unit, you remember how they went up to Hot 97 and they would go on Flex and just kill like
and
body freestyles, and then the freestyle became so popular that they put it on a mixtape, and then that would be like number one on the number one, number two on the mixtape. Like it's just so crazy.
That wave, that G Unit wave, when them niggas them years was so fucking hard. Nobody did anything like the way they did it.
They got so good to the point where you look for faults in them. Mm-hmm. That's when you reach that level, and Nas, Jay, they've all reached that level where it's just like, yeah, it was 12 joints, but there was one that was whack. Like, you don't say that about any other rapper. You understand what I'm saying? When you reach that elite status, it's only a certain amount of rappers that have reached that. Like, even to this day, like you'll critique a Nas or Jay record or something, you'll just be like, oh well, the last, like, why do we do that though, as opposed to enjoying it, you know?
Exactly.
Back to your
that period with G Unit when they were coming out, and you know they all did their thing individually as well. And I'm dwelling a lot on G Unit because they shut down the game.
They had a
grasp on the game for years. Not like 1 year, like a couple months. They had a grasp on the game for years. Years. And that's why I'm dwelling so much on it.
So was that your third?
That's my second.
The Diablo. That's
we got one. That's the one I'm waiting for.
Pull your pants.
We're 55 minutes in.
Grasp your pee. I'm going to go with the third, Locks. The Locks, obviously the Locks. Ooh. You had the Locks on them. I can't let that slide. Cause the Locks, I'm not gonna let that. You know, Locks and G Unit was right there around that time. That's when the Locks started.
They had beef.
Remember when they had beef?
But not fuck the beef. But that's the time that the Locks started really popping and grabbing you with the street shit, with the hardcore shit.
When they transitioned to D Block and they had J Hood with them and stuff like that.
And then J Hood got into it with Jada.
Yeah.
What happened with that? What happened with that?
And that nigga disappeared.
Did anybody know what happened with that? I don't know whatever happened with that.
Yeah, it was saying about one of the records, the deals, and he felt like they were stiffing him. Like they, you know what I mean? He wasn't getting the proper dues, and you know what I mean? So he started going at all of them, especially Jada.
Can't bite the hand that feed you can.
Yeah,
but I think they're cool now.
I'm sure they are. It was all, niggas.
That happens though. That happens in this rap game with business and money. That shit happens all the time.
All right, but we're gonna get to
was that number 3?
That's number 3. Number 4 is that Outkast.
Okay. All right.
You talked about the album with what was the name of it?
The Love Below and Speaker Box. Yeah, it was a double album. Yeah.
One of my favorite albums of all time that was Aquemini.
Yeah.
It's him and
the art of storytelling with a Slick Rick.
Yeah.
That has so many
joints.
joints, yo. Yeah. Yeah, Skewed on the Barbie. That was a song with Raekwon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were just so nice that they could just rap with anybody.
I like the Southern Calistic cattle player. Well, that long ass name. I don't know.
Long title.
Yo, but that
Aquemini to me is a classic album.
Absolutely, yeah.
I put that shit up there, like top 10 albums all time.
I had to put the Dungeon in there.
That shit is deep.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last one last one that y'all niggas. I'm glad that none of y'all mentioned it, but this is one of my just like I considered Mobb Deep, Beat Nuts.
Oh, I knew it.
The Beat Nuts to me, I've been checking them niggas. My brother put me on to them back in the day when I was a kid, and he put me on to them just hearing that sound. This is when I started getting into the hip hop sound and really dissecting it and entertaining it and fucking studying it. And the Beat Nuts, the work them niggas used to do, just
You put me on.
This shit is deep, man.
Yeah.
Stone Crazy, Musical Massacre. They did albums that were entertaining from beginning to end.
Yeah,
it was movies. There were movies on Voice. That's what it was.
Yo, they don't do that nowadays.
With skits and all that, right?
But
they
don't. The albums now. And even Milk Me. If you listen to Milk Me.
Pause.
That's the funny.
Super pause.
That's the funny shit. That title for the album, Milk Me, is so fucking. It sounds crazy, but if you listen to the album, is just in that same fucking.
They legends, man.
Yeah, them niggas is ill. The way they put together albums, like from beginning to end, and you listen to the production, and even in that album, Milk Me.
Nah, forget about it.
As funny as it is to say it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you listen to Stone Crazy and Musical Massacre, those two is classics. From skits to fucking the tracks on them.
I respect y'all how y'all do
be
this. Be
proud of who you are.
Who you are.
Let them do their thing.
Be proud of who you are.
And that right there is the top 5, y'all.
Yeah.
Top 5, man.
Top 5.
Yes, sir. Check them out if you didn't know.
Speaking of albums, I don't know if we were speaking about albums, but we were about the Lauryn Hill. I wanted to get to that. I had mentioned with the Fugees. That was your top 5 Fugees.
What you were trying to say? Yeah.
I read something about Lauryn Hill becoming. She going diamond or something?
Well,
you posted that as well.
It just says she just became. She's one of the artists that just reached diamond. I'm sure through streaming and all that.
Yeah.
But because she's female, right? That's
a female. She was like the first female rap artist to ever do that. That's dope on that end. And what's crazy about it, I also saw another article saying that Cardi B reached top 10 Billboard charts. She matched Lauryn Hill in that.
A certain amount of time.
So is Lauryn Hill?
No, a certain amount of time, a certain amount of songs on the top 10 Billboard charts. With the new song that Cardi B came out with, Up.
So you trying to say it's Lauryn Hill versus Cardi B?
That's the way they make it. That's the way the media
trying to
portray it and put it out there, which was a little fucked up. Yeah, because that's not a way to try to put it. And that's the way they try to catch the people's attention. Eyes.
It sounds like
it's a clickbait.
Clickbait.
Exactly, it's clickbait.
They need
but now,
views.
The way they're making it seem to the average person now is that doesn't understand the way hip hop works and doesn't know who the fuck Lauryn Hill is. Because Lauryn Hill is not no fucking no scrappity rappity bitty beat boop bop beat rapper. Lauryn Hill is a fucking MC. Yeah. Lauryn Hill is what we would put her. We would put her in the class of. Class of a fucking Nas and Jay-Z. We would put her in that type of class as a female MC. And you know, ladies say that we don't talk about enough about the female MCs, but let me tell you, Lauryn Hill is a motherfucking legend in this motherfucking rap game.
I bought that album on CD,
for the third
on record, and I had that shit digitally.
Fourth time.
Now I know how she got 10 million. You know what I mean? Like I bought it in different ways. So
you can't compare sales to skills. And that's where this genre is going. That's where this day and age is going. And that's
I think it's been like that for years though. About the whole
that's the
I'm selling these amount of records.
That's part of the problem is where that's not. You the art is different from the fucking the what is being portrayed. Like I understand, we understand.
I think the artists need an incentive to continue to do music. You know what I'm saying? Now they're giving out the music out for free. They put it up on streaming sites. They're getting pennies. You know what I'm saying, for thousands and thousands of streams. You know
look at us. We putting out our music. Not because we were trying to sell it. We don't want to sell it. We're not trying to sell it. We want people to just to hear it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just to admire and acknowledge the work that we put
in.
They
don't want to download it and buy and support.
I mean, go crazy shit.
Why
not? Go crazy for it. Don't get me wrong.
And now that we're talking about all this good music, great fucking music, we do this every time we got an episode. What we do is that we recommend an album to you guys.
Album of the week. Is that time?
Man.
Is that time?
Yo, is that time?
Yo, and since we had Mobb Deep was our main denominator.
For real,
Mobb Deep was on everybody's list.
Yeah. Yo, why is that, man?
That's why I picked this album because I knew all of us we've been inspired by Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
And that's without a doubt. And that's why the Infamous album is one album that everybody needs to check out. If you never heard the album,
you living on that rock.
Hip hop head. Bro. Yeah, if you're a real hip hop head, you need to go check out the Infamous album from beginning to end.
Classic.
I mean, I can read off every track on that fucking album.
Wow.
Every single one is a fucking classic.
Give up the goods.
Production wise,
Trife Life.
Trife Life.
Party's over, and we ain't even talking about Shook Ones. We ain't talking about
Survival of the Fit.
Survival of the Fit, the ones that everybody knows about. We talking about even the skits. That interlude, that number 2, the start of your ending is the intro to the album.
You know what I miss?
I could run off the.
We used to say that as kids. I'm gonna slap a nigga just for living. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, yo,
that's that intro.
You can't put a. You know what I'm saying? You can't put a.
Like, Up North Trade.
Yeah,
that one is hard too. Crazy. Damn,
it's
bro.
Crazy. Yeah.
Nigga, this is all shit on one album.
Yeah.
That people don't. Yeah. People might have forgotten about it, but we don't say it. We don't say it for y'all to check it out because you never heard it. If you heard it, go back and listen to it. If you never heard it, you better fucking go listen to it.
Reminisce.
You a hip hop head because let me tell you something.
You was in the elevator again. You know what I mean? The stairs getting your dick.
Like you say, you talking about going to Schenectady. You listen to Mobb Deep. You going upstate. You going upstate. Listen to Mobb Deep. That's what niggas do. Mobb Deep was like an album that amp you up to go out. To the hood.
Just kids. If you listen to Mobb Deep, yo, don't do anything crazy after that because that'll, you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't do exactly what they talk about. But let me tell you something. That's something that niggas used to listen to when niggas used to go ride out. When niggas used to go
Yo, that's the album of the week. Check it out. Pump it. Yo, we want to thank Cheddie. You know what I mean? DJ Cheddie.
DJ. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate this. I appreciate kicking it with y'all. This was man, this is great. I listen to y'all every week, and I've been itching to get on the show. You know what I mean? So I appreciate this look. You know what I mean?
We're gonna bring you back. Ken.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all check out Purple Cup and Champagne. You know what I mean? Every
20th anniversary, right?
Yeah. For Ether, I'll be there, yo.
Take over. We're gonna lose that debate. Peace.
Where will you be 5 years from now? Engaged to a shorty, thinking about a new house. Perhaps with the fellas club scene going out. Lucrative investment. investments, watch the money pile. The life of a bachelor, banging honeys out. Stay around your loved ones, cause most funny style. It may sound fucked up, but on the low down is the ones that you trust that'll do you so foul. Take a second and envision you accomplishing your goals and your dreams. Traveling the world, Tokyo, the Philippines. Imagine your world on the road, how would it be? Work hard now, when you're older you'll be set. Bopping your head, cause the music is in full effect. Who the fuck would have guessed that these two MCs would have came so correct? If you haven't started yet, the time is not a plan ahead.
You don't know what might happen if you plan ahead. Your future's all that matters once you make that bread. Your days are getting shorter, time just seems to fly. Your life is what you
real
make.
Shit.
It's time now to decide.
Ain't no way, no how that they could bring us down. We started at the bottom, to the top we bound. I follow my heart first, cause the mind has doubts. The less mistakes I make, the more I could be around. 5 years from now, we'll be wearing the crown. Our goals to take over, ain't no stopping us now. Hoping we all on the same page, living the life. Raising our little ones and blessed with a beautiful wife, that's life. We all make mistakes till we learn how to do it right, you only get one turn. I won't give it up easy, I'ma hold on tight. Best to take notes when I appear on sight. I always speak the truth, cause too many niggas lie. If you ain't by your word, then I'd rather you die. I'ma survive, it don't matter what they say. They gon' look back and see that we rebuilt the game.
You don't know what might happen if you plan ahead. Your future's all that matters once you make that bread. Your days are getting shorter, time just seems to fly. Your life is what you make, it's time now to decide.
Yo, in 5 years, I'll be the one the rap game fears. Showing all non-believers the fruits of my labor. But as of now, I'm still investing on my capers. Me and my team in limousines waving at haters. Make it to the top floor out of the basement. The space is getting old, the game needs a facelift. Your world is as big as you make it. Motivation getting big, mama out the apron. World renowned following the fame. Madison Square sold out, fans screaming our names. Designing rhymes as a 9 to 5, well ahead of the pack. Moving forward as we take a look back at these hard years. No crystal ball to see my career bright and clear. Blood, sweat, and tears invested. The best way to predict the future is to invent it.
You